Yo, what's good fellas? I'm Smakey and welcome back to another episode of Atomic Achievement. Today's episode we're going to be talking about the MP40. I'm going to be breaking down all 10 of its weapon camo challenges as well as the best possible class for you to get the most damage output. Now before we start I want to say thank you for how the other Atomic Achievement video did. It was on the STG. Be a link to it right up here in the card. The response to that was great and I really do appreciate it. Remember, it may just be a click for you, but a like on the video helps me out tremendously. And obviously, if you're new here and you find the video helpful, make sure to subscribe. Anyway, let's get into the part that you guys are here for, the actual gun itself. Oh, also, side note, there will be timestamps in the description, so if you need to jump to a certain challenge or you just want the class loadout and that's it, it's all there. Find it easily. Anyway, the MP40 is a very versatile SMG, and it's the best one in the game. Close range, medium range, long range, you're probably going to win your gunfight, especially if you shoot first, as it doesn't seem to really have much damage drop-off. I would say this is kind of like the Mario of Call of Duty right now, because it's just good at everything. Let's start with the challenges. The first two challenges are super easy. You already know, 400 kills and 100 headshots. These will come naturally. You don't even really need to stress getting headshots now because there's another challenge all the way down at once you get to weapon level 70 that also requires headshots. So you might as well just wait, not stress about it now, and then just get all those headshots done at one time. The next challenge is also pretty straightforward. You just have to get 50 multi-kills. This can be double kills, triple kills, quads, more. It doesn't really matter as long as you're getting more than one kill. And again, another one you don't really need to stress about. This will happen over time. Now this is the first potentially difficult challenge for some people. You have to get 5 kills without dying 30 times. Now if you've been playing COD for a long time, you know that this challenge will also probably happen over time. But like I said in my last video, it can be difficult for some people, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. My biggest recommendation if you're struggling to get 5 kills without dying is play slow, camp. Who cares if it makes the other team mad? I mean, you're going for a camo. It's okay. It's your game. Play it how you want to play it. Preserving your life and not getting into stupid gunfights is the best way to go on kill streaks. Think about a game like Valorant, or even when you're playing Search and Destroy. You only have one life, you're not going to take stupid gunfights. So if you think of it as, oh, I only have one life, I have to get 5 kills, you'll do fine. Now the next challenge is getting 100 long range kills or long shots. My recommendation is just forget you even have this challenge until later on down the road. At level 60 or 65, there's another challenge that comes up requiring you to get 100 long shots with 3 attachments. I would just wait to do them then. Then you get the credit for finishing 2 challenges by doing 1. Like I said, that challenge will come up very shortly and we'll talk about the best way to do it there. The following challenge is getting 100 close range kills, which they've changed it to. It used to be point blanks, now it's just close range. I don't actually know what qualifies as close range compared to point blank, but think you gotta be really close to them. Right now, the Das Haus playlist is in the game, as well as the Trifecta, which are 3 smaller maps. I highly recommend just playing these. It's pretty simple. I think in one game with the MP40, I got about 24 point-blank kills with it by playing Das Haus. You just gotta run around. Like, you can't really care about your KD when you're going for point-blanks. Focus on your KD other times if you want. Like I said, if you're going for camos, your KD probably isn't the most important thing in the world, so just have fun with it. Run around, barrel stuff some people, and get some kills. The next challenge is 100 Hipfire Kills. Now this kind of goes hand in hand with the point blank kills, because to be honest, you can do both at the same time. Hip firing is a very, very efficient method because it's quicker than aiming down sights. I wouldn't recommend hip firing at long range for obvious reasons, but it's still a very viable thing to do in medium to short range. This will kind of lead me into my main point for the next 3 challenges as well. Is for SMGs at least, I've noticed that Hardcore might be your best friend. For those of you that don't know, Hardcore is a mode that takes your regular 100 health and drops it down to 30. If you throw on the damage mags from short to medium range, this thing is gonna 1-hit kill. And then at long range, it's gonna 2-hit kill unless you hit him in the head. Hip firing kills are super nice because you're gonna have a lot of mobility. You just run around, hit fire. If you hit them with 1 bullet, they're gonna die. I know for at least the final 4-ish challenges of all the SMGs, I'm going to be playing Hardcore exclusively because it's so much easier to get them done. The third to last challenge is getting another 100 long shots with the 317mm barrel, the 8mm 32 round mag, and the VDD 34m padded stock. Now this challenge does not require you have only these 3 attachments. You can have 10 attachments, but at least these 3 need to be on it. The other 7 don't matter. Now, like I said earlier, you want to save your long shots until now. Go into Hardcore, put on a 3x, and just, you can literally finish this in I finished it in 2 matches. I finished it in literally 2 matches. Granted, I think I was playing against literal AI. I would just sit in the back of the map with my 3X and just pop shots over. Like I said, it's a 1 to 2 shot kill, 2 at the most. It's pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. I believe in you. The second to last challenge is probably the only really annoying challenge. You have to get 100 kills without taking damage from an enemy using the Shrouded Barrel, the 7.62 Gorenko 32 round mag, and the unmarked Proficiency. Now, the 7.62 Gorenko mag fucking blows. It's the worst mag in the game. That means statistically your TTK is lower because you're doing less damage output, and the fire rate increase isn't enough to make a difference, cover that gap, and you need to get kills without taking damage. So, slower TTK equals more time for them to shoot you before you kill them. If you even kill them, because it sucks. Personally, I think this is just an annoying challenge. However, the easiest workaround is just play hardcore. You know, you shoot somebody, they're still gonna die in 2 bullets. You're probably not gonna get any one-shots, but they're gonna die in 2 bullets, and they're probably not gonna shoot you. I would say about 75% of your kills in hardcore are gonna be kills where you don't take damage. So it's really easy. It's only gonna take a couple games. It's just annoying because the damage rounds fucking, like I said, they blow. They do less damage, and it's whatever. It's a pretty easy challenge now that you guys know how to do it. Just play hardcore. And now the final challenge is to get 100 headshot kills with the 189mm short barrel, VDD 34m stock, and the steady Proficiency. Now this is where I talked about earlier, where you might as well just save your headshots instead of trying to stress for them. I will say this was the last challenge that I finished. Headshots do come pretty naturally as you use the gun a lot. Whether you get lucky kick up to somebody's head or you're actually going for headshots, they're bound to happen. I recommend just going into hardcore, as every single headshot is a one-shot headshot. Now that you guys know how to complete all the camo challenges to get it gold, let's talk about the very best attachments that you can put on this thing to drop 100 bombs. You know, I really think that if you play Das Haus on Blitz and you use this gun, once the shotguns get nerfed, because fuck the shotguns, you can drop 100 kills without relatively being good at the game. This gun is that strong at close quarters, it's unbelievable. So for the muzzle, we have the F8 stabilizer. It's pretty smooth. It just reduces your recoil a little bit. The barrel, we have the 317mm 04 barrel. This increases your total range and lowers your recoil, so you're gonna be kind of shooting laser beams. Optic is the slate reflector. That's my personal favorite. I don't think you should really be going over just like a 1.35, maybe a 1.5x sight, but any zoom higher than that is gonna feel kind of weird with the bullet velocity, because overall, it's an SMG. Its bullet velocity is nothing compared to something of an AR or a sniper, you know? For the stock, I just run the first stock, the Karuznik 33m folding stock, as it gives you a ton of mobility, but it doesn't take away too much from your recoil, so it's pretty good. The Underbarrel, I rock the Carver grip. This gives you more recoil accuracy as well as hipfire accuracy, so that'll help with the hipfire challenges. Again, it helps the gun just not have recoil. It's nice. The magazine, and this is the key to this gun being so good, is the final one you unlock, the 8mm Kurz 32 round mag. This increases damage, bullet velocity, range, and bullet penetration. It adds a little bit of recoil, but because of the other attachments that we've been running, I mean, you're shooting fucking nukes at people. You're literally in core game modes, gonna be killing in 3 bullets. Core. Now, it's not gonna keep up with an STG at long range, because the STG is another nuke shooter. But if you and an STG run into a room at the same time, you are going to win that fight because of the speed that this class has compared to the STG. For ammo, I love FMJ rounds. Armor is a non-issue, walls are a non-issue, but some people like incendiary, hollow point. I mean, honestly, any of the 6 options are decent. Next, I rock the stippled grip. It's just a solid grip. There's literally no negatives, and it just helps your recoil. My biggest things when making a gun are how much damage can I do with how little recoil, and then can I maintain the speed to be a crackhead and run around the map if I want to. Now there's 2 proficiencies that I kind of recommend. My favorite is Brace, as it makes your first couple shots literally not, like, it doesn't move at all. Which by the time those first couple shots are off, you're probably gonna kill your first target. As well as if you really need to, you can just fire and burst, because every time you stop shooting, it just resets. As for the other one, Perfectionist is really nice. It takes away a lot of recoil, but it adds flinch. But flinch only matters if you're getting shot. So let's say if you're playing hardcore, this is going to be perfect because you're not going to have recoil. I prefer Brace, but Perfectionist is really nice for hardcore. Last but not least, we have our kit. go fully loaded. You don't have to worry about scavenger, running ammo box. You're just always going to have ammo. And if you run over somebody else using an MP40, you're going to get it back anyway. It's one of the most common guns in the game besides the shotguns right now. And the STGs. Anyway, I'll throw it up one more time. This is my class, and man, I love this thing. I'm excited to use it in Warzone. I'm super excited for Warzone. I mean, when does that come out? It comes out in about 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, so that's going to be very, very, very exciting. I have a feeling the guns are going to work a little differently in Warzone than they do in the actual Vanguard, but I have a feeling the guns that are good now are still going to be good in that game. Finally, my favorite part of the Atomic Achievement series, I get to rank the gun. If you're new to the Atomic Achievement series, which I assume most of you are, this is only the second episode, how I end every single series is by ranking the gun compared to every other gun in Vanguard. Right now, it's only the STG on the list, and that hoe is in S tier because it's fucking phenomenal. And so is the MP40. The MP40 is going up in S tier too because I think this, besides the shotguns, which are gonna get nerfed, is the second best gun in the game. It's got a pretty good fire rate, it's got good movement speed, it's got low recoil, good damage, good range. Like, what else do you want from a gun? In fact, this gun might even be better than the STG. I'm not gonna give it to it yet because the STG is just enough, like a 2-shot kill at any range. You can't argue with that, you know, you just can't. But the MP40 is, you know, if this is first place, MP40 is touching its cheeks right there, you know? It's right underneath it. But if you guys want to know what the STG is all about, make sure you check out this video as it's even more in-depth than this one. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'll see you whenever the next video is. Peace out, guys.